The domain of the natural log of x plus 2 is the set of x values that we can plug into this function, so we have to consider the restrictions of the natural log function. In particular, whatever is inside the natural log function needs to be positive for the natural log to be defined. The natural log of 0 is not defined, neither is the natural log of negatives. So we know that x plus 2, what's in the log function, must be greater than 0. Hence, we can solve this inequality for x to find the restrictions on x, which is the domain. We solve for x simply by subtracting 2 from both sides, and find that x is greater than negative 2. This is a fine way to write the domain. The domain is all x greater than negative 2, but there are also other ways we could express the domain. For example, we could use interval notation, the open interval from negative 2 to infinity. We're using parentheses on both sides of this interval because on the left, we're not including negative 2. X can't equal negative 2. It has to be strictly greater than. So negative 2 is not in the domain, which is why we use the parenthesis. Infinity is not in the domain either because infinity is not a number, so we also have to use a parenthesis there. And then we could also represent the domain graphically with a number line. This arrow here says everything greater than negative 2 is in the domain, but negative 2 itself is not in the domain, which we see because there is an open circle there. If negative 2 was in the domain, that would be shaded in. So these are both good ways to describe the domain, and if you're looking for a graphical way to do it, you can use that number line. And here's a quick graph of the function. This is the natural log of x, and then this is our function, the natural log of x plus 2. Having that plus 2 inside shifts the function 2 spots to the left, which we see here. You can see that we can't plug in x equals negative 2, and we can't plug in anything less than that either. X strictly has to be greater than negative 2 for the function to be defined. So that's the domain of the natural log of x plus 2. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and be sure to check out my Precalculus course and Precalculus exercises playlists in the description for more. Thanks for watching.